Welcome to Mogul Talk, where wealth and lifestyle converge. We are Mindset Media, dealing with business, social relevance, abundance, lifestyle, and spirituality. This is your time. This is your moment. And this is your host, Ms. Mogul, Charity Smith.
Hello, America, and literally around the world. This is Charity Smith. I am Miss Mogul, the host of Mogul Talk. It is indeed my pleasure to be with you today. As you can see, I've been in this space for some time. I'm in a place of creativity and strategizing. And so I'm in what I call my war room. And if you can see right above my head, it says strategies in real estate. And today's topic is what I'm going to talk to you about today. Family is business. Okay, family is business. But before we get into that, a couple of announcements for you all. Today, we're talking about the 4C's of leaving a financial legacy for your family, particularly for your children. And I wanted to give you a free gift today. So for all of you who are listening, if you are particularly a lady, or if you'd like to give this gift to a lady, I have an ebook I would love to give to you for free. The title of the ebook is What Every Woman Needs to Know About Real Estate Investing. Had the pleasure of creating this ebook, this resource a couple of years ago when we launched the Mommies Creating Economies Institute, which is still ongoing. And so I want to make that my free gift for you, particularly. Again, if you're a woman and you're interested in real estate investing, this is a wonderful, easy to use guide to help you move the needle forward on that. Also, if you are a business owner and you want information about business credit and how to move your business from just fledgling to really thriving using business credit and not your credit, please put your information in the comments below. We will make sure that you get in touch with that. We are creating an affiliate program I'm excited about because I'm also using that same program to leverage my business and take it from where it's successful to quantum leaps of success. And I want the same success for you. Put the information in the comments below and we'll get that link to you. Now, without further ado, you are my guest today. I'm not hosting anyone today because this is a conversation I really wanted to have with you. All right. Today, we're talking about the 4C's of leaving a financial legacy for your family. Now, before we get into the 4C's, I want to lay a bit of foundation that I think will be really important to you. I want to talk to you about thinking about your family as a business. I know. We've taken family members for granted, and family is the most valuable resource we could ever have on the planet. It is family. Now, I'm saying that, but I'm sure someone will say, well, you don't know my family, Miss Mogul, and we have this and we have that. I'm saying that in spite of all of that, your family is the wealthiest resource you ever will have. And it would behoove you to listen to the old lady here. It would behoove you to leverage that resource to its fullest capacity. Family is not just for family reunions and not just for playing cards or going on vacations. Families are a wonderful place to invest, but most importantly, to build lasting generational wealth. And I'm going to give you a couple of strategies on how to do that today. So let's talk about, again, what that's all about. I know what I forgot to do. A couple of announcements I forgot to give you. We are launching the Roar Global Conference. Okay. For those of you who do not know about that, Roar Women's Network has relaunched. We are no longer Roar Women's Network. We are now Roar Global. Why global? We have organizations in Ghana, West Africa, in the UK. That one is being built as we speak. We have delegations in Latin American countries, and of course, right here in the US. We have been in the works for quite some time, actually got started in 2012, took a bit of a break right before the pandemic, but now is the time for us to relaunch. We have a big summit that we are hosting this year, August 11th and 12th. You don't want to miss that. So that's coming up. And also, the Create Your Own Economy Tour hits the ground. We have boots on the ground in October. We are going to HBCUs in the South, and we are reinvigorating the next generation in entrepreneurship and in real estate development. And there is an economic development component to that I'm extremely excited about. That tour happens in October of this year. If you would like to be a partner or a sponsor, please put that in the comments below, and we'll have a conversation about that as well. So I think I finally got all of the announcements out of the way. Let's dig into today's show. Now, I want to preface this conversation by saying that I am not an attorney. I am not a financial planner. I am a successful business owner. I am a real estate investor. And I will even say I'm a successful mom and legacy builder. That's what qualifies me to talk to you today about what I'm going to talk about. And let me also say this. I'm not telling you what I've heard. I'm not telling you what I've studied. I'm telling you what I have implemented, what I have lived, and what I am now reaping the benefits of. And I don't want that to just be for me and my family. I want that for you as well. So we're going to talk today about the 4C's of living a financial legacy for family. So again, business has a place in the family, and I want you to start now thinking more about that. But business also begins with a couple of things. If you're taking notes, as I always say, get your laptop and your latte and write this down. Everything starts with vision, with strategy, and with a narrative. Vision. What do you want this to look like? So when we talk in terms of wealth, right? What does wealth look like to you and to your family? And let me help you. Wealth is very subjective, okay? The definition of that, the acquisition of that is very subjective, and it's relative. It's not the same thing to everybody everywhere. Wealth really depends upon how you and your family define it. But here is where I need for you to engage in the exercise. It's time for you to properly define what wealth is to you and to your family. What does it look like? So when we talk about wealth, we hear the people say, particularly in certain circles, we're going to leave generational wealth. We're leaving lasting wealth. We're transferring wealth. What does that look like? And how do you do it? I would venture to say that most of us want to leave a lasting financial legacy for the next generation, for our children, for our children's children. And if you do it biblically, the Bible says to the third generation, so to your children's children's children. And I will let you in on a little bit of a secret of mine. That's what I'm pursuing. That's what I'm pursuing. I don't know if I'll live to see my children's children's children, because I got started at this kind of late, this whole motherhood situation. But I just dream that my great-grandchildren or my great-great-grandchildren will be able to say, Nana Cherry, or Grandma, or Big Mama, as we used to call my grandmother, Big Mama left me a legacy. And the legacy, you all, is not just financial wealth, but it's what the wealth will provide. There's something I told my children that I promised them in the world. I didn't promise them an easy life. I didn't promise them designer clothes. I didn't promise them lavish vacations. What I promised them was options. So if you're writing that down, write that down. I promised my children options. Now, what does that mean? It means that with options, my children have the opportunity to explore their genius, explore their gifting, explore their passions in life, and not have to worry about food, clothing, shelter, or well-being, because mommy, by the grace of God, has all that done. The only thing they have to focus on is being a person of integrity, a person of vision, expanding their God-given genius, and building on the foundations I've left them. That's it. Okay? So if you can do that as my children, You can do that. You've made good use of every sacrifice, every delayed gratification your mom has put in the earth. So you all, that's what leaving wealth is all about. It also says that if you get a degree in a particular industry and that industry isn't thriving, you don't have to go into debt to redefine yourself or to reposition yourself. You can come now to the family, because wealth is here, and pivot and then go in the direction that is successful and that's thriving and that's beneficial for you. It's about giving options. How many of us went to school? On a bit of a tangent here, but it's important in the conversation. How many of us went to school and earned a degree that we are not using right now? Not using. How many of us went into tens of thousands of dollars in student loan debt to get a job, to work for a corporation, to make somebody else's vision work, and you have not benefited from that? How many of us now are in an industry after getting that degree, after going into debt, and that industry is not thriving right now? So what options gives us, what options gives our children, is the opportunity to pivot without peril. Write that down. Pivot without peril. That's invaluable, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? So don't tell me money doesn't buy anything. Money buys options. Keep that in mind. So now, define wealth for your family. Now, wealth, again, as I said before, is relative and subjective. Right now, we can define wealth in digital terms. Cryptocurrency is a mainstay. Blockchain economics is a mainstay, not going anywhere. Now, you have to be able to define whether or not you will engage in that kind of economy. I would encourage you, again, not a financial planner, not an attorney, do your due diligence. But if you're in the market for some credible information about blockchain economy, cryptocurrency, I strongly advise you to put your comments in the chat below. Let us know that that's something you're interested in. But here's the point. We can no longer define wealth in a linear way. Wealth is now digital. Okay? Thanks to the innovation of cryptocurrency. Wealth is land and real estate. You all know that's where, hands down, I will tell you, if you want to build lasting wealth, it's in real estate. It's in land. It's in portfolios in real estate. I guess you can tell I'm passionate. I'm shaking about it. So that's a way that I've chosen to define wealth for my family, in addition to what I'm suggesting today. Also, wealth is in commodities. Do you have gold? Do you have silver? Do you have any precious metals within your portfolio? If you do not, I strongly advise you to get precious metals as a part of your definition of wealth. Why? It's always exchangeable. It will always have an inherent value somewhere. So I strongly encourage that. But here's another place that you can define wealth. Wealth is in relationships. Now you may think, how does that tie in? I'll tell you. As a business, when you build contractual agreements with other business entities, you can transfer that contract with that business entity to the next generation of business owner in your family if you handle the relationship properly. So what does that mean? That means you have an inherent built-in business partner, tier one investor, tier one business advocate that is really vested in your business success, because your business success is tied to their business success. Now, how awesome is that for my children to inherit that kind of relationship that I've established in my generation and give it to them? Okay, so that's what we're talking about right now. Wealth is defined several ways. If you're writing it down, write this down. Wealth is defined digitally with cryptocurrency. Wealth is defined in land, in my opinion. These are my opinions and my executions. With land and real estate, can't go wrong with buy and hold. And if you want more information on that, reach out to us. We have some classes on that. Wealth is also defined in terms of commodities. You all, have you started to invest in water? I never thought in my lifetime that water would be a commodity on the exchange, but it's there. Why? Because it's becoming more and more scarce. So as it becomes more and more scarce because of the mishandling of our world, and that's a whole nother conversation, the value of it is going up because the availability is going down. Now we have to adjust that. We have to address that. But in the meantime, there is a place for water in the conversation of wealth. Have you thought about that? Okay, so I want to take this very quick commercial break. When I come back, we're going to dig more into how we set up the structure of family business. We'll be right back. All right, that was for the Roar Conference. Make sure, again, you get ready to register on May 12th. Now, back to the conversation. Ms. Mogul, how do I facilitate this vision that you're talking about? We don't have a plan, or we may have a plan, or we have pieces of a plan, and we need to fill in those gaps. So here is where we're going to have that conversation. I'm glad you asked. You all, it's time to start having family meetings about finance. Don't wait until a parent is ill, or someone passes away, or someone loses a job or loses an income. It's not the time for that. Now is the time for you to start having family meetings. Talk about the assets. And if need be, I'm going to put this out here. Everybody sign a confidentiality agreement. Okay. What does that mean? It means you won't tell my business and I don't tell your business. Now, they say blood is thicker than water, but let me tell you, nothing is binding like a contract too. Okay. Get you a contract, get an understanding. All right. Get those contracts in place. Have those family meetings. It's time to start setting up your LLCs. Families, set up an LLC. Why? You're going to do business and you need a business identity. Now, there may be family members who have issues, right? Somebody's going through a divorce and you're in a community property state. And if somebody finds out that the divorcing ex has more money coming to the table, it will wreak havoc on the family business. We don't want any of that drama. Keep all your exes out of our Texas business, or out of our business. I put my state out there, but y'all understand what I'm saying. All my exes live in Texas too. You got to cover. I'm just playing, y'all. Just playing. You got to cover your ass. Okay? Cover your ass. Now, get the business in an LLC. It protects the entity. It protects your interest in the business. Okay? So you help mitigate yourself against risk and loss. That's why the family needs an LLC. Also, here's another tip. Utilize accounting and business development skills that are already in the family. If you have a genius person in your family who just and I have the benefit of that. I have a numbers cruncher in my family. I am not that person. I'm big picture. I'm visionary. But when it comes down to numbers, I need to know where they fall. I have that person in my family. And so I push that there. Hey, vet these numbers. Does this work? Da, 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 da. Before I talk to my team, before I talk to my business partners, I talk to the business partner in my family. Utilize those skill sets. Put them to work. Get you some accounting software and start to keep track of what you're doing as a family. Get a business account in the family name and put safeguards on that bad boy. Everybody has to know when money's going in. Everybody has to know when money's coming out. Period. Why? It's not that we don't trust each other, but it's for the sake of accountability. And let's put it this way. Everybody's learning simultaneously. So, and I'm not a fan of keeping information in a vacuum, right? So if I'm doing something, I want everybody around me to learn that. So if ever I'm unable or I'm incapacitated, the game doesn't stop. When I was working as a realtor, here's the point. I would have my daughter in another room ready to show the children's room of the house or the property I was at. And then I'd have my son standing right there next to me with his bow tie on, passing out flyers. Why? They need to understand the system of business. They need to understand the Mogul brand, how mommy moves and shakes and works her jelly, and how mommy negotiates, and how mommy draws in a potential lead, and how mommy asks for repeat business, and how mommy gets in repeat partners. They need to know that it's a system of negotiations. This stuff ain't taught in school. I said, ain't y'all. This ain't taught in school. This is experience speaking. You can go to an MBA program all day long, but I guarantee you, baby boy, baby girl, they won't have the Mogul method of doing it. So you need to transfer that information. And that's why I say make sure everybody has an idea of what's happening all at the same time, because everybody's learning. And if somebody needs to move in and fill in a gap when you're not there, the ship does not stop sailing. It keeps right on going. So that's my sermon on that. Get a family trust. I wish I had a mic to throw down. Get a family trust, people. Go past your will. Go past writing it down on a piece of paper. Go past writing it in the Bible. I'm being funny, y'all, but I'm talking about some of the traditional ways that people have dealt with legacy. It does not work now. Get a family trust for your family business. Why? A family trust is not taxed the same way or at all as other entities are. Okay. Am I a financial planner? No. Am I an attorney? No. Go vet the information. But according to my experience, this is why I'm recommending this. So let's go through that. Get the LLC. Okay. Put businesses in the LLC's name, never your name. Put it in the LLC. Put the LLC now under the umbrella of a trust. So as you're doing business, it will help with the taxation of your assets, okay? Now, vet that information, but go do it. And if you need some help on getting that done, my organization can help you. Reach out to us at createyourown.economy.com and send us a note there or put it in the chat below. No worries, I'll respond to you. All right, tell your family who they are and what the expectations are. Now, why is that important in family wealth building? Paradigm shifts. Paradigm shifts. You have to begin to create the narrative. If you do not come from a family of wealth, and I would dare say the majority of Americans and the people who are listening around the world may not come from wealth. You come from really successful working class families. Your family may own businesses, but they have to work the businesses. You still need trusts. You still need wealth. You still need the definition. You still need the narrative, because at some point we want to stop exchanging time for money. That's why you have to have those narratives. People are accustomed to working for money. And I'm telling you where I come from, right? Exchanging time for money. I used to brag about working 60 hours a week as a divorced mother. And I had my child with me. I only had one child at the time. You all, that's insanity. But she was there with me. And eventually my little boy was there with me. But 60 hours a week? Craziness. But that's what I was doing. It's time now to shift that. Okay, so that's going to get me on a whole nother tangent. I won't go down that road. Define who your family is. Define the narrative. Define the paradigms. Who are we? What are we about? And if you don't have that yet, write down what you have and continue to change the narrative. continue to redefine who the family is and what the family is all about. Now, I'm going to take one more quick commercial break. When we get back, we're going to finally get to the testimonial about how I have been able, by the grace of God, by the grace of Yahweh, to establish the 4C's in my family, and you can too. I'll be right back.
Are you ready to break out and break through? Wait no longer. Charity Smith, known as Ms. Mogul, has created a breakthrough course and mastermind called the Mogul Method for multidimensional leaders wanting to harness their creative power and release their next big idea, transforming their performances, culture, and leadership. A highly sought-after media personality, business and transformative leader, Ms. Mogul enraptures her audience, taking them on a journey of personal and performance discovery with laughter, candor, a biting wit, and over 20 years of business acumen and leadership. Go to www.youcancreateyourown.economy.com now to awaken the mogul in you.
All right, I'm back, and I want to talk to you in this final segment about the 4C's of leaving a financial legacy for your family, and I'm going to let you in on something else: family banking. Have you heard about it? Family banking. I'm going to talk to you about that at the end of this. So now, finally, what is all of this about, Ms. Mogul? 4C's. When my babies, it started with my daughter, who's 8 years older than my son. I was developing a narrative for our family. At the time, after the divorce, let me back up. So as I'm going through all of this in life, and if you want to know what all of that is, I encourage you to get the book, The Roar of a Woman. Okay, it's on Amazon, and read all my business. How about that? I ain't gonna tell you my business for free. Go read my business on Amazon. But as I'm going through a really challenging time in my life, I've always had legacy in mind. I've always been an old soul. And, you know, people in the church and in my family, whatever, used to tell me, girl, you act like you've been here before. I kind of feel like that sometimes. But I feel old, right? And legacy that's a relative term, y'all, you know, whatever. But I've always felt this sense of leaving bridges for the next generation, even as a young woman. All right. It's always been a part of my calling. And so going through these difficult times, I knew I did not want my daughter, or now my son and daughter, to have to go through some of the things that I went through. Now, we say that and it's like, well, those are great lessons. Absolutely. They're great lessons for a trailblazer. But you all, when you trailblazing, it's slow, painful, arduous work. I want them to benefit from my lessons, but leverage my lessons. Don't repeat my lessons. Leverage my lessons and take this thing ahead and make your mama real proud. All right. So that's where the idea of the 4C's came from. I promised my children I would give them 4 things after graduation that they could then go to in life. And where did I get this idea? Reading the Bible. Reading the Bible. 4C's. I promised them college for education. All right. Not for wisdom. I'm going to give you wisdom. God's going to give you wisdom. You go to college for information so you'll know who to hire. Secondly, I promise to give you a company. Whether I build it or whether I buy a company for you, you will have a company. All right. You're not working for anybody unless you choose to. Third, you'd have a condo. The condo stands for real estate, whether it's an investment property or a first-time home. You will not go into debt getting your first home. 4, you would have a car. That's the 4 things, you all, that I promised my children. You graduate high school and college successfully, I will give you those 4 C's to start your life with: college, company, condo, and a car. Now, where did this come from? I had to have a strategy. Now, as a divorced mother, here's where I'll tell you a little bit of my business, just a little bit. As a divorced mother, there wasn't a lot of help economically. And when I say help, y'all know what that is. and go to some of my past videos for that. I do not believe in wasting my energy in fighting fruitless battles. Where is the best return on my investment and my time going to be? It's not going to be in an entanglement. It's not going to be in an entanglement. I don't do entanglements. I chose to focus. Y'all, that was tacky, huh? But yeah, I put it out there. Somebody put hashtag entanglement. Y'all know. But I chose not to focus on the past. The past is dead. It's gone. It's buried. It ain't coming back no more. What am I going to do with these two beautiful children looking at me who do deserve the best start in life that their mother could possibly give them? 4C's: company, condo, college, and a car. So I started with real estate investing. I went and got my license as well, and just went to work and started to grind and grind and grind. Now, I was exchanging time for money at that time. Thank you, honey, for that hashtag entanglement. At the time, I was exchanging more of my time for money. I exchange less of my time for money now because of some of the strategies I've learned. But at that time, as a newly divorced mother, my children, come on, that's my brother. Hey, brother, hands down, exactly. At the time, I could not afford to sit back and learn strategy and not work. I had to find, some of y'all are going to get this in a minute. I had to find the materials for the plane. I had to learn how to build the plane, and I had to learn how to fly and fly the plane at the same time. Now put that down. If you can understand that concept, you understand where I was at that time. I had to find the materials for the plane. I had to learn how to fly the plane. I had to build the plane and fly that sucker all in the air at the same time. Now, again, that may not be your story, but that was mine. So I had a built-in incentive to find out how to leverage wealth and time. Real estate was where I landed to do that. And it has been a blessing to my family, not just to me. I've blessed I'm not going to name everybody's business, but I've helped members in my family acquire investment properties, you all, for cents on the dollar, helping them to negotiate the buy and the sell of that. And now they're reaping residual income because of that. Because I learned some stuff and I passed it on to my family. And as I'm learning this, I said, here is how one black woman in the world that's divorced is going to start a legacy. No excuses, no crutches, no crying. We did that already. No handouts, no government assistance. I'm just telling you my story. I'm not bragging and I'm not putting down. None of that. Again, get my book, The Royal Woman. It's on Amazon. Read my business. It's out there. Okay. But I didn't have the luxury of excuses. Some of y'all will get that statement. Didn't have the luxury of an excuse. So I was incentivized to learn how to do this. And as I'm learning, I start to ask for help in the sense of teach me what you know in wealth. I became an insatiable consumer of books and materials and information. And I asked some smart people the smart question. There is no dumb question. A dumb question is an unasked one. An unanswered one, because one little question could be that very thing that catapults you exactly where you need to go. So ask the questions. All right. Humble yourself and ask the questions. I'm a firm believer in that. And if you have questions, put them in the comments below. We'll set up some time to talk about it. So that led me to develop now, what is the new narrative for my family? And this is not a shade to my family, my parents, or anything. They gave me the best they had. I mean, the absolute best. But we didn't talk about legacy financially. We talked about legacy spiritually. We didn't talk about legacy financially and the power of economics with a redeemed heart, with a good heart, right? With a saved heart. So we didn't talk about that. But I'm in church all the time, and I need, if I'm going to do the work of God, God's not broke, so why these people? Okay, I digress. I'm going down another rabbit trail. 4C's, y'all. Now, I'm getting past my time. That's the preacher in me. I'm getting past my time. 4C's. If you have not done so already, and if your children already graduated, no worries. But now is the time. Find a place where you are and have a conversation with your family about the 4C's. And here's the blessing, you all. I'm going to fast forward. My daughter, who will be graduating May of next year from the premier HBCU, all right, the Mecca, hands down, Howard University, with a mechanical engineering degree, honor roll, never took a student loan. Boom! Now you may say, oh, well, my family had a trust fund, or, what's so special about that? If you know where we came from, if you know what it took to build that, I will stop and say Yahweh gets all the glory. She graduates next year, no student loan debt. No debt. And if you look at the annual cost of attending colleges there on the East Coast, astronomical. She's an out-of-state student. Scholarships, good financial planning, and she worked that thing. So college, check. Graduate next year. Company, check. She and my son will inherit the family business in real estate. But guess what? She also has an online boutique of her own. So she's drop shipping, and she has an online business, and it's called Signet. I'll put the, if she will allow me to do so, I'll put that link here as well. Please patronize her company, buy her products. My son has an online business. He sells electronics. I'll put that link out there as well. Please support my children's businesses, and please share their links with your loved ones. Absolutely shameless plug, because it takes a nation. It doesn't take a village. It takes a nation to build economic wealth. So I'm reaching out to my friends and family. Support my children's businesses. So companies, check. And the little one is 12. Come on now. He's not working for anybody, right? He has a job, play as a musician, and he has a drop shipping company. Company, check. College will be checked out for him as well. Because my daughter learned some good financial skills, and maybe even skill sets that I didn't have, I put her in conversations. Her godfather was a great influence on her with money, right? How to leverage money and credit. I gave her all I had, but he had some information I didn't have. Hey, go talk to your pawpaw. Go talk to your other pawpaw about this and that and the other thing. All right. So with them, she now has a car she didn't need me to co-sign for. She had it. Come on now. Come on now. And that baby just turned 20. Come on now. When she graduates from college. That's the preacher in me, y'all. When she graduates from college, when she walks across that stage, when she gets her degree, when we say bye-bye to Howard University, she will have her condo. Now, I'm going to tell you why I'm excited about that. We're deciding whether that condo will be a duplex or single family or a brownstone. What will it be? Why? If we do it right and buy a multi-family property instead of a condo, her tenants will pay her mortgage. Come on, y'all. And we put it in the family trust so my baby don't get taxed all kinds of ways. And it's just a beautiful thing. Now, yes, it did. Yes, it did. Coach, you shut up. It did. It did. It did. Let me tell y'all about banking, and I'm going to go. Family banking. Family banking, family banking, all seriousness, family banking. If you're taking notes, write this down, family banking. You can become your own banker, y'all. I've been telling y'all since 2018 to create your own economy. There are pieces to that puzzle that you have to become a part of the movement to get the full benefit of. But we're going to take this conversation around. Put some more likes in here, by the way. I need to see some likes. Put some likes on this video. Like and share it. Like it. Put thumbs up. I need thumbs up, y'all. I'm giving you information that's going to change your family. Don't keep it to yourself and don't just watch. Like it, like it, like it, like it. Now, banking. Here is how. This is one way that you can create family banking. Okay? Get a cash producing life insurance policy. Now, people have been afraid of life insurance, particularly in some families. I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus, but you know how that is. Melanated people, we need life insurance for more than just burial. Let me go on a quick tangent. We plan so much for dying, we don't plan to live. God dog it. We plan so much for dying, we don't plan to live. Get life insurance. Life insurance is for life, not just death. I digress. Let me come back over here because that'll take me all the way down the other road. Get a cash producing life insurance policy. Whole life, VUL, or another, I think it's the IUL. It's though the VUL and the IUL are connected to the index. That's connected to the stock market. Those are other conversations we'll have to have once we strategize, okay? But get you a cash producing life insurance policy. Put that policy in the trust. Make the trust the owner of it, okay? Then as you're paying that monthly premium as a family member, I don't see enough likes out here. Come on now. Put some thumbs up, y'all. As the family needs capital to buy property, to buy gold, to invest in digital currency, to buy real estate properties. I think I said that before, but you know I'm always stuck in real estate. You can go and take a loan from yourself, okay? From your life insurance policy. You can either get it from the cash value or you can get what's called a partial withdrawal. Again, I used to be in insurance. Some of the policies and the conditions may have changed. Talk to your provider about what you can and cannot do. But you can potentially take down the death benefit in the form of a partial withdrawal, right? And you got to worry about 1035 exchanges and all of that stuff. So do your due diligence. I'm giving you the top of the crust, right? Take that money after you get a vetted business plan. And after you get a confidentiality agreement, and after you get an agreement to repay that money, then the family go and buy land, buy gold, buy water, buy property, buy investment properties, buy cryptocurrency, buy whatever your definition of wealth is, but go get it. Because right now, the currency is this fiat money, right? But that may not be your only definition of wealth. Some of y'all gonna catch what I'm saying and what I'm not saying. Go get it while you got it and stock it up. And now you have a way inside the trust to transfer wealth, and you all, and I speak this to you in my heart, from my soul, you will be the last generation starting from square one. Employ what I'm telling you. And that was kind of rough, wasn't it? Okay, but I meant it the way I said it. I meant it the way I said it. You will be the last generation. I am the last generation starting from square one in my family. Woo! The thought of that just blesses me. I'm the last generation to start from square one in my family. My children deserve that. The grace of God on my life deserves that. And you know what? I'm not the only one. You and your family deserve that too. You all, this is a way for us to now accumulate real wealth right now, right? While interest rates are changing and fluctuating, and things outside of our control have impacts on the stock market, a lot is happening right now. Don't let fear stifle you. Get in the game. If you need help to do that, reach out to us at youcancreateyourown.economy.com. Subscribe to that website. Oh, I love that. Break generational curses. Amen. Amen to that. Love that. Subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. We need to really build up the subscriber list there, guys. The information there is too awesome and too potent for us to have the subscribers we have. Make sure you subscribe to YouCanCreateYourOwnEconomy.com and YouTube Mogul Life TV. All right. So I don't have to hope. I know you got something out of today's conversation. This is the mindset of moguls. So what did I say there? Family is business. It is. Don't leave your family behind. If your family does not fully embrace your paradigms of wealth, no worries. Start with you and your children. Start somewhere. Start with your nieces and your nephews. Start with your grandchildren. Start. That's the only point if you don't have any children, start with your godchildren. Or no, we don't say godchildren. Start with those children that you have adopted into your sphere of love. Put it that way. All right. You don't have that. Start with a charity. Start with a charity that you can invest in, but start somewhere. Building wealth, accumulating wealth, and transfer that wealth. Now is the time. We have the tools. We have the opportunities. My God, we have the incentives to do it. And now you have someone who will help you do it. I'm here for that. All right. Reach out to us again on all of our social media platforms. Hey, and start following me on social media. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, as well as YouTube. All right. It's been my pleasure to have this conversation with you all. And guys, I've been talking for 47 minutes. Ain't that something? My goodness. They told me I was a talker, but yeah, I see it now for real. Anyway, thank you all. Put your comments and your questions in the chat below. Make sure you reach out to us and be encouraged, be strengthened, and be empowered to create your own economy. Bye-bye for now.
Thank you for watching. Connect with us on our fan page on Facebook, Master Your Morning with Ms. Mogul, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Mogul Life TV. And visit our website, YouCanCreateYourOwnEconomy.com and Mommy'sCreatingEconomies.com.